A massive tsunami following a magnitude 9.0 earthquake swallowed towns in the coastal area in an instant. The earthquake, tsunami, and ensuing nuclear accident caused a devastating disaster unlike any in the world, resulting in more than 22,000 people either dead or missing. The Japanese Red Cross Society has received approximately 100 billion yen in relief funds from over 100 countries and regions around the world. Encouragement and support from the world have greatly contributed to improve the lives of people affected by the disaster. 7 years have passed since that day. How have the affected areas overcome the disaster and recovered? Starting immediately after the quake, media personality Daniel Kahn made countless visits to the Tohoku region as a volunteer.
津波が何度か来たというお話を聞きます。一回聞いて。
Since Daniel has observed the affected areas closely for the last 7 years, he can tell what has changed and what remains unchanged.
ちょっとまだ別世界だな、この辺は。
What's happening in the affected areas now? The Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami has changed the medical care system in the Tohoku region profoundly. Japanese Red Cross Ishinomaki Hospital continued to function as the last stronghold for local residents in the worst-hit city of Ishinomaki in Miyagi Prefecture.
もしかしたらあの方かな。こんにちは。
はい、こんにちは。
Ms. Aiko Kin was serving as nursing director at the time. That day, Ishinomaki was hit by a quake with an intensity of upper 6 on the Japanese seismic scale. There is a video showing Ms. Kin busy handling the situation at the Emergency Management Center.
でここが1階の外来の総合受付なんですけどもね。
はいはい。
で当時はここに傷病者がたくさん足の踏み場がないくらいに人たちを OK することができたんですね。
At its peak, the hospital was inundated with over 1,200 people, overflowing into the hallways. It looked just like a field hospital. Most medical institutions in Ishinomaki were flattened by the tsunami. Located on a hill, newly built Red Cross Ishinomaki Hospital, equipped with emergency power generator, continued accepting patients unconditionally soon after the earthquake hit the area.
私たちは本当に病院の中にいて医療者として運んでね来られる傷病者をとにかく命を助けたいということで力を合わせて対応したんですね。あともう一つはやっぱり私たち働いている職員も被災をしていると。
Hospital staff themselves were also victims. Nevertheless, they provided round-the-clock care to the patients. Ms. Kin had trouble contacting her husband.
私は病院から離れられないから病院に確認に来てと、そしてそこで安否確認しようっていうようなことにはなっていたんですけれども、ちょっと厳しいなっていうふうに思って遺体が見つかったのが4月1日その職場から見つかったですね。
一番看板2番なんね、その先端の方にいらっしゃる皆さんなのに自分も被災者なんですよね。だからある程度その部分をどっか中に収めてで働き続かなければなっていうか、そういうパワーがすごいなと思いますね。
私たちだけでそれをやり遂げたかっていうと、やっぱり全国から赤十字のそういう救護班とかですね、あと医療班がこの石巻に 駆けつけてくださってたくさんの応援をいただきましたのでね。
Thanks to relief funds sent from overseas, the Japanese Red Cross Society has significantly contributed to rehabilitate lost medical care functions in the Ishinomaki and Kisen-Numa region. Efforts continue to develop medical care capabilities against future disasters.
やっぱり陸前高田って被害が一番大きかった町の一つとしてやっぱりその後の復興工事が一番大きいかもしれないな。
Rikuzen Takata in Iwate Prefecture suffered massive damage from the tsunami, claiming the lives of 1,556 people with 203 others missing. As infrastructure development has progressed, the look of the city has been also changing. However, some things haven't changed. One pine tree out of tens of thousands survived the tsunami. The only one left standing. This miracle pine tree has been restored as a symbol of Rikuzen Takata.
周りはだいぶ変わったが、ここだけはやっぱりそのまま守ってほしいな。思い出しますね。初めてここに来た時。みんなね、後輩がこの町で亡くなったんだ。2011年3月11日の大自然の力、思い出したくはないけれども忘れちゃいけね
え。Hirota Peninsula juts out into the sea southeast of Rikuzen Takata. Hirota Nursery School, situated 10 meters above sea level, was also hit by the tsunami. Ms. Keiko Fujikura was principal of the nursery school at the time.
津波がここまで来たわけなんです。
そうです。この窓の下までかな。ここまで、この窓の際までここまで来てます。
あ、この線までね。
ここをこう走って、でここのままを上がって、
坂登ってって
登って上に逃げたという。
上のグラウンドまで行っちゃったんです。
An unexpected tsunami more than 10 meters in height surged in, and the nursery school was flooded 60 centimeters above the floor level. The school reopened in the renovated building, but every time an aftershock was felt, Ms. Fujikura was filled with the constant fear of tsunami.
塀の際を歩いてる感じで、踏み外さないように、落ちないようにっていう感じで。まず早く建てるまで、新しいところに建てるまで何もないようにっていう毎日でした。
4 years after the devastating earthquake, a new school building was completed on a safe hill, which is about 20 meters higher than the ground where the old building was located. The building was built with relief funds sent from overseas. Children here now were all born after the 2011 earthquake.
こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。
Life at the nursery school is back to normal, just like before the disaster. The children want to sing a song to Daniel in gratitude for his hard work for the recovery of Tohoku. Hopes for the future of these children and for the recovery of Tohoku are coming and going in the mind of Daniel, who has been standing by the side of the affected people.
晴らしい。いやー、いい歌だな、いい歌だな。
Taro District, Miyako Iwate. 7 years ago, the tsunami went over the giant tide embankment, killing 181 people. About 400 temporary housing units were built on a hill in Taro District. At its peak, over 1,000 people were living here.
狭いですけどどうぞ。こんなもんです。
4 years ago, Daniel met Ms. Reoko Daibo at the temporary housing. She was living with her husband in 2 4.5 tatami mat-sized rooms at the time. Every household item was robbed by the tsunami, but Ms. Daibo received
生活をできる必需品が全部錦さんの。はい。
The Japanese Red Cross Society supplied approximately 130,000 affected households with home electric appliances necessary for daily life.
本当に嬉しかったですよ。何もないところにもドーンと入ってね、もう生活できるんですからね。
These home appliances are a basis for rebuilding their lives. The Japanese Red Cross Society has provided more than material support. Nordic Walking has brought the temporary housing residents out of their shells to help promote good health and relieve stress. The gathering of local residents has also resumed, giving emotional support to those affected by the disaster.
一人で住んでればね、やっぱりこういうところに来るのお楽しみです。
Both material and emotional assistance contributes to the recovery of the disaster-stricken areas. 4 years have passed since then. Visiting the Taro district again, we found permanent housing complexes built on a hill in the coastal area. Ms. Daibo, who used to live in the temporary housing, was one of those capable of rebuilding her own house. Settling into her own home has brought some changes in her feelings.
いろんな支援の仕方があって、こういろんな人が来て歌を歌う、必ずそのふるさとっていう歌を必ず歌うんです。
The lyrics of the song describe feelings of nostalgia for the hometown far away.
もう私はずっと歌えなかったんです。本当にずっと歌えなくて、で去年たまたまぽっかり来た人の時に歌えたんですよね。なので、これがもう自分のね気持ちの復興かなと思ったんですけど、それから歌えるようになったんです。
While recovery is rolling forward, something is still casting dark shadows over people's lives. The Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant accident occurred due to a total loss of power triggered by the tsunami. The out-of-control nuclear plant brought about meltdowns in its reactors. And this led to hydrogen explosions, resulting in large amounts of radioactive materials being released into the surrounding environment, causing unprecedented consequences. Four years ago, this entire area was covered with piles of black bags filled with contaminated soil removed during decontamination work. National Route 6 runs along the coastline in Fukushima Prefecture. Residents were restricted from entering its 14-kilometer section between the towns of Tomioka and Namie. Only those with a permit could enter these restricted areas. We visited the area again. Automobiles can now pass through this section of National Route 6. Heading north from Tomioka,
この交差点からは人と自転車とか原付は規制がありまして、雰囲気がやっぱり変わりますね。もう店も全部閉まってるし。
this area has been designated as a difficult-to-return zone. You are not allowed to get out of the car without permission. Something is coming into sight.
あ、そこですね、そこですね。あの辺が 1F だ。そこがこの近辺の問題の原因ですね。
Using many heavy equipment vehicles, decommissioning has been ongoing at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. The air radiation dose rate on the road is still over 2.5 microsieverts per hour.
ちょっとまだ別世界だな、この辺は。
The road to the recovery of Fukushima is still very long. As of now, the radiation dose is at very high levels, and there are still more than 23,000 evacuees from the difficult-to-return zones. Ms. Masako Hirado's house is located in a difficult-to-return zone in Namie.
来るたび朽ちていく建物が何か所かあるのでね、劣化のひどさを感じますよね、そこはね。
Residents are allowed to come home for up to 5 hours per day. At the checkpoint, they are required to present their permit and identification card. No one lives around here, so houses have decayed, showing signs of the 7 years' time.
もう崩れて。
Ms. Hirado arrives at her house. Because the radiation dose is still high in this area, she has been instructed by the local Namie municipality to put on protective clothing when entering the house. Time has stopped for the past 7 years in her house. Her life with her husband, son, and daughter in this house completely changed on that day.
ああ、やっぱなんかいるんだ。これをちゃんと飾っていつも言ってるんだけどダメなんだな。いやー、もう本当にこういうの全部ネズミがかじるんですよ、こういうふうに。
It seems mice have done all this. The calendar on the wall is still March 2011.
3月11日弁当だ、卒業式だから。でうちは中2で在校生で出る友達と遊びに行くって言ってたけど地震になっちゃって、でもそこからみんなと全然会ってないからね、子供たちは。
The children were also adversely affected by the earthquake. Her son had to give up entering college because the evacuation shelter was too far from the college. The nuclear accident cast a dark shadow over Ms. Hirado's family. She lives with her family in Tokyo now, but she hopes to come back to Namie eventually.
うちの中では原発ジプシーって言ってるんですけど、拠点がないから。でも帰れるなら帰ってきたいですよ、ここに。それは思いますね、やっぱり。思う、それは。ちょっとごめんなさい。なんもないですけどね、ここら辺ね。コンビニ行くまでも遠いけど、いや、
心が安定するんじゃないですかね、きっとね。
To offer mental and spiritual sustenance, the Japanese Red Cross Society conducts health surveys for Namie residents who have been evacuated to Iwaki City due to the nuclear accident.
おはようございます。日赤です。すいません。ありがとうございます。
Because the Namie residents have been relocated to different evacuation areas, they tend to be isolated. For this reason, the Japanese Red Cross staff periodically visit evacuees' households to provide mental health care by communicating with them.
私を知ってる人がいないっていうのがなんかね、それが寂しいよね。地域の人だとね、一緒になれないのがやっぱ辛い
ね。見えない部分でのね、あれですよね。
相手側はずっと来てくださってるっていう安心感の中で、他の方になかなか言えないようなことなんかもう少しお話しされて、長くやる意味っていうのは本当にあるなと思います。
The Japanese Red Cross Society also contributes to medical care in Tohoku, which suffered from a shortage of doctors even before the earthquake.
どうもこんにちは、おばんでございます。どうもこんにちは。今日はお世話になります。よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。お願いします。
父が医師なんですけれども、震災当時に南三陸で働いていまして、被災地の医療従事者の方々の大変さっていうのが伝わってきていたので、少しでも力になりたいなっていう思いはありました。
やっぱりその震災を経て医師になりたいではなくてなるんだっていう思いにいつの間にか変わっていったと思います。
These students are taking advantage of a study fund. The study fund is funded by the revenues of the Kuwaiti crude oil donation to Miyagi Prefecture through the Japanese Red Cross. The students will be exempt from repaying the study fund on the condition that they will contribute to the medical care in the Tohoku region.
実際にお医者さんになってどんなことをしたいなのか。
医師が不足している地域でやっぱり自分が必要とされる場所で働きたいなって思って、
生涯長い年月を通して人と関われる、1対1で関われるやっぱり地域医療の医者にやっぱりなりたいな。
Filled with high aspirations, these students will be the doctors who will support recovery of the affected areas and lead future medical care services in Tohoku. It's been 7 years since the Great East Japan earthquake left an unprecedented amount of damage. The number of evacuees has dropped from 470,000 immediately after the earthquake to 77,000 now. The number of people living in temporary housing has dropped to 1/4 of its peak. Houses have been rebuilt, and the recovery has clearly made progress. On the other hand, there are still a great number of people who, because of the nuclear accident, cannot go back home despite their wishes. Mothers from Namie, Fukushima. Everyone expresses their anxiety over the uncertainty of the future.
帰りたいって思いですけど、でも子供は連れて行けないから、うちは
不安だよね。あそこに帰っていいよって言われてもね。
原発がならなければ別に普通に暮らしてたわけだし、やっぱ結局被災者っていうのは何年経っても何十年経っても被災者なんですよ。いくら被災者じゃないよって言っても、もうね、生活基盤ちゃんとしてても被災者は被災者なんだなっていうのは消えない。
When will the true recovery be completed for the people in Fukushima? What can we do to make that happen?
今まで全国の皆さんとか全世界の皆さんが東北の被災者たちのために何かやってくれたことがすげえありがたいことで、本当に御礼を申し上げたいっていうところなんだけれども、でも 本当の心の復興ができるまではまだかかります。だから進んでるところを一緒に喜んで、まだ進んでないところを一緒に悲しんでって、とにかく共に生きていくことっていうのが大事なのではないかと思いますね。これからもよろしくお願いしたいと思います。
We will be there with the disaster victims and carry on together until they fully and truly recover from the disaster. Until the day Tohoku will no longer be called a disaster zone.